Can anyone catch them, do you think?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, unbelievable. We didn't expect that.
As unbelievable as it sounds, this is another Arsenal podcast. That is the Away Gooners podcast. We bring news and reaction from Arsenal fans from all over the world.
Welcome to another episode of FPL Fantasy Podcast. Before we go into the second draft of my team, let me give a little bit overview on the TAGP FPL League, as well as what are all the gifts people will be getting. So the league code for joining the TAGP FPL League is FET7CP, and the winner, right? At the end of the season, we are going to give gifts for the first three positions, like whomever is going to get it. We are also going to reward the person who gets maximum points on a single game week. Like say, for example, in game week 15, somebody gets 150 points, and that is the maximum in a single game week anybody has got it. That person will get a gift also from our core group. And we are also going to reward the person who has got maximum top position in a game week. What does that mean is, like say, if you are in each game week, there will be one winner in that particular game week, right, who has scored maximum points. Like that, who has scored maximum number of wins in a particular game week. It's not a two-way, like we are competing with all the other people. So whoever gets maximum number of wins in a leading the entire group in a particular game week, like whoever does it maximum number of times, they will be given a reward. Similar way, player who has maximum consecutive top positions, like the previously said one, like they consecutively top like each game week in their corresponding leagues. So those kind of people also will be rewarded. And the final one is for people like who always says that all my good players are in bench, or my bench players are the people who have got maximum points. So what we will do is we will calculate your bench total for all the 38 game weeks, and whoever has the maximum points from the bench will be given prize at the end of the season too. And in between, right, there are other seasonal gifts too. One is in a non-double game week, if your total score crosses above 100, you'll be given some small gifts. And any player in your team, if they score an hat-trick, you will again get a gift for that. If your goalkeeper scores a goal, you'll be again rewarded for that. And at exact halfway of the league, like that is after 19 game week, whoever is leading the overall league, right, they also will be getting the gifts from the organizers. And then if you're any of your players, who would be it, like defender, midfielder, or forward, like any of your players, they score goals for 5 consecutive game weeks, you will be given a gift there too. So because of all these gifts and other things, right, please join this league, and please recommend this league to all your friends and family too, and make them also join it so they participate, have fun, and then they are also rewarded at the end of the season or at the middle of the season, based on one of these criteria. So all the best for your journey with the games, FPL games starting on August 13, which is just one day from now. So all the best, and let me go into my team. In my last draft, you would have seen that this was my team. So this team needed some changes. Before I go into this, I had a few things which I said in the last episode that I will change. For example, the steel goalkeeper, I wanted to wait to find out who will be the second goalie from the league. So if he's also priced at 4 million, then I was planning to have a backup from the Leeds United itself. But now we have got the confirmation they are not priced at 4, they are actually priced at 4.5. So what I will do first is I will say why, or what are all the reasons why my team is getting changed, and then what I will do is I will proceed with those changes, explaining why I've done that change, and then I'll chat my final team also with you guys. these are the main reasons why I'm did a lot of changes to my initial draft. So one was like the backup goalie, which I had shared in the previous pod also, and I've explained now also. Second is like the injury to Robertson, right, has opened up some different avenues in defenders. So I'll explain that like a little bit later. And then like I went for Digney like at the beginning because I was not sure whether Shah will start at the beginning because there were rumors or like there were like media releases stating that like he played the hero with some injury. So I was not sure whether he'll start the first game, but like he has already started playing the preseason, so I expect him to start very quickly, like for United. And then like Everton's preseason form is also not something to be really happy about to have Everton players in the team. And the biggest surprise was like Ings all of a sudden getting moved to Villa, like after Grealish was moved to City. So that is another thing which has like slightly because like Watkins was one of my main striker, and now like he will be playing in left. Or like if Villa plays as a single striker, there's a chance he might be rotated too. So that is something like again that is like another reason why I had to revisit my team. And then Watkins also got injured in one of the preseason games. So all of this like made me to revisit my team. And the final reason was like Fernando told us like with Grealish and everybody coming, like is at an even more higher rotation. The initial I was thinking that like Foden and KDB coming late, I was expecting him to get some game time, but like now with Grealish and others are also available, and Mahrez is like playing literally like all the preseason teams. I doubt like Torres will be regularly featuring in all the initial games. So because of all of this, I've done changes in my team. So the places where I'll be doing my changes, like I'll be definitely changing my 4 million keeper, and then like I'll be changing Mancelo again a 4 million defender, and then like because of Everton's preseason form, I'm definitely going to change Digne also. And then Calvert-Lewin and Torres also I'm definitely going to change because Calvert-Lewin had some injury and he didn't play some of the preseason games. So I'm not sure like whether he will be able to play right from game week one, and even if he plays, I'm not sure whether he will be playing at the same level. So these are the 5 people like I'll definitely change. And depending upon whom I bring into my team, I might change Watkins also. I'm at 50-50 at that moment on changing Watkins. But the things coming, like my intention is like to change Watkins, like if I could get a better replacement. So with respect to the goalkeepers, right? Like at 4 million, like these are the set of goalkeepers like for whom we have. None of them are like starting goalkeepers, so it's more like backup. So seeing this, right? Like if you take for example Ethan, even though he's a good goalkeeper, he's like backup to like PGR, Dean Anderson, and he's like the third choice goalkeeper. So mostly he won't get a chance. So with all that in this thing, right? Like I expect like Foster to be the goalkeeper, like who can get a chance, like if the premier goalkeeper is like having a slump in form or like if they are like not performing well, like I think Foster is the only guy out of this like who might get a chance. But that is also doubtful. But with that idea in my mind, I've gone for Foster. So all the other goalkeepers are it's straightforward. Even like they're not going to play unless you're going to have that goalkeeper and like as a second choice backup, like you can have them. But like since I have like mistakes from Leeds and like I cannot have a Leeds backup, I'm going for Foster. Now, what has happened because of Robertson injury is like Robertson is actually out for 3 to 4 weeks. And if you see like the fixtures for Liverpool, right, like the first 6 weeks, like they have only one tough game, which is against Chelsea. But other than that, like all the other games are like easy ones for them. And even the Chelsea one is at a home where like the Anfield crowd also will be supporting them. And their very first game is against Norwich, where like close to 10 people were affected by COVID. So like they might not start the very first few game weeks with proper team. Like there will be like a makeshift team from that side, which is again like a good thing for the Liverpool defense, like at the beginning of the season. So with that all this into picture, right? Like because of Robinson injury, Simicas will definitely play the game week one. And his price is like 4.0. So I have replaced my Mancelo with like Simicas because we are now sure that like Simicas will start and like he'll play at least like 3 to 4 game weeks. So those are the two changes like I did. Like one is like I moved my goalkeeper, like my goalkeeper Steel, who was just like what to say, like a waiting folder there, and like I've changed them with like Foster, and then I've also changed Manicure to Simicus. So now like the defense and like goalkeeper position sorted out. I then concentrated on my other thing, like sorry, in defense, like I still have to change the name because of Everton's preseason form. So what I did is like I then went and saw who are all the mid-range defender available at like 5.5 and 5 range. When I see right, like I see Chelsea defenders, I see City defenders. They are really good. Both the teams keep a lot of clean sheets, but they are always rotational risk. I wanted actually somebody at the beginning who's having less rotational risk. So that made sure like I was not touching Chelsea or like who to say like the City assets. And then there were like some Liverpool defenders too, like for example Konate or like Matip for that matter. So these or even Gomez at five. So these people, right? Again, we are not sure who will be the centre back pairing, like for the Liverpool. With all these people are fit, means like who might start with Van Dijk also fit and back again. So I didn't touch the full things also. So City, Liverpool, and Chelsea, I ruled out like this, and like Arsenal and Southampton defenders, like I don't have the confidence yet that like they will do good things. So I've like leaved out them also, and the remaining people like whom all like I had to think was like people like Tarkowski, Dunk, like who have done really good. But Dunk, like this season, right? Like I'm not sure, like how he will do with Ben White moving and like there is like some instability. So I haven't gone to like that side also. And then with respect to like uh, Leicester also with Fofana getting injured and like Evans is also injured. Like I was not ready like to take a risk on that. But with Christian and coming, like not Christian and like Vestergaard coming, like they might be like the same kind of force. But like all these are like at the initial stages and like there's a risk like how much he will take. Vestergaard will take time to adapt or not. So I don't want to take risk at least for the first few game weeks before I do my wild card, like say somewhere between like 6 to 10 weeks. So before that, right, I just want to make sure I have like clean star, like sure starters, but also people who can get me points. So leaving out all these kind of people, right, I was left out mainly with United defense, and then like few good players, and like there were like Tottenham defenders too. Tottenham defenders too. Again, like I'm not sure until like they play few games. I will not know definitely who will be the pairing. So I'm not going for them also. Hopeful I already have. Cresswell is a good choice from West Ham, like based on last year. Yeah, and there were like other people like that too. But like I went for Shaw mainly because like United back for this year will be like at least after the first few games it will be like definitely Aaron Van Bissaka and Varane, Maguire and Shaw. With such a kind of defense, right? Like they are bound to have like a lot more clean sheets, and Shaw has good attacking potential too. So based on these reasons, right, I have taken Shaw as my replacement for Digny. There are other good picks also, depending upon whom you want. Like you can take, let's say, me at five, like a good defender who gets consistent points. And similarly, like you can go for Cresswell, as I said. Or if you're confident about Tottenham defenders, like people like whoever is going to be, let's say, Dougherty or Regularly and they're going to play mainly as wing back, like under Nuno. So like definitely, like they will also add value. And even the Aston Villa defense, like last year, they gave some good points. So even if you want, you can get them also because the changes are all happening at the striker or the like midfield areas, but not at the defense area. So like maybe you can get them also. Or if you are okay with like rotational risk, you can take like Chelsea or like City defenders too. So that is what the next change was like Shah getting replacing like what to say, like Digny. And then Taurus also, I was saying there are a lot of people in like 7, 6, 6.5 range. But I went for Bundia mainly because like with Grealish getting moved to City, like I feel like everything in Aston Villa is going to now go through Emi Bundia only. So that's the reason I've gone for him. But like he may or may not play the game week one, but I'm okay with that because the game week one I have some backups even if he doesn't play. So that's the reason like I've gone with the India because I think the complete Aston Villa attack is going to flow through him. Now this may lead to like two more things. Like as per my initial plan, I had to just change Calvert-Lewin, but now Bindia and Watkins, like there are two people I'm going to take from Watkins, and like that might be a risk if Watkins plays on the left wing, and Bindia is not the kind of person I'm expecting it to be. So to avoid the risk, I thought I will change both Calvert-Lewin and Watkins depending upon who is available. So that's what I did next. So what I did is like I found out the list of mid strikers. I found out Inks, Calvert-Lewin, Bamford, again Marshall may not play, so leave him out. And then we also have like Watkins, whom we have already said, like he's also injured at the moment. Richarlison, who's at like just back from Olympics, so like may not start the first few game weeks. And then Iheanacho and Daka, both Leicester guys are not going to start. Leicester is still going to play like one forward, which will be Body, and these people always be like substitute players because I think that they will have Barnes and Tielemans and others like to help them in their attack. That leaves again two more interesting choices in 7.5, not two more, three more like Wilson, Antonio, and Jimenez. Wood and Adams, like they are good with Ings going out. Like Adams is going to be the single striker for Southampton or the leading striker for Southampton, and like that's a good thing to have. But I feel like compared to Wood and Adams, the others are a little bit better. So what I did was like then I tried to saw the pictures. I saw like DCL as like good fixtures, but I'm not sure whether he'll start the game week one. And then like when I see Bamford with the same price range, like his fixtures, the first four fixtures are like really difficult. Whereas if you see Ink's fixtures, like the first three fixtures are really good. It's Watford, Newcastle, and Brentford. And then like tough fixtures are coming. So what I have decided is I thought I'll replace DCL with Inks for the first three game weeks because even though he doesn't set much properly with Aston Villa, like he can still score goals because those are that kind of fixtures. And then after third game week, I can change him to either Bamford or TCL, just depending upon like how the season starts for those two players. So that's the idea of beginning like taking Ings. So Ings is for the first three game weeks, who will then be converted into either TCL Dominic Calvert-Lewin or like to Bamford, Patrick Bamford. And then the other guy, like the Watkins replacement, the other guy in the same 7.5 range, I was like having some things with Antonio and Wilson, like whom to go. So I was like, if you take the first five game weeks, like Antonio had like two tough games, whereas like if you take the Wilson's picture for the first nine game weeks, there is just one tough game with Manchester United. Even there, like he might score a goal. So seeing that, right, like I've picked Wilson over Antonio. But again, like you can take any one of them. Again, Jimenez used to be like a regular goal scorer for Wolves before his injury, like last year. So he's also a good option. But like again, like I didn't want to take too much of risk at the beginning of the season. Like I just want to have a stable team, and that's why like I haven't gone for Jimenez because I'm not sure how much he will now go for those 50-50 balls. Like after his head injury last year when the game against Arsenal. So that is the changes I've done. Like I've gone for Ings for dominant Calvin Levin, and then I've gone for Wilson for Ollie Watkins. So this is my modified team now. Like Wester and Foster are the goalkeepers. Weltman, Simikas, Alexander Arnold, Shah, and Kofel are going to be my defense. And Buendia, Brownhill, Rafinha, Salah, and Fernandez are my midfield. Brownhill is just like a short 2 point guy. You can also replace Brownhill with players like some others. And then like my strikers are Tronny, Ings, and Wilson. If you see my game week one team at the moment is like Messier at goal, Kofel, Alexander Arnold, Shah, Weltman, and Semikas. Again, if you see all my defenders, they have really good features, so that's why I'm going with the back five. And then I put Fernandez, Salah, and Buendia, and then Ings and Wilson. With Salah as my captain against an COVID affected Norwich team. And I bench order is like Tony. Rafinha is having a tough game, so I've given like Tony above him and then Brown. In case if Bandia doesn't play, like one of Tony or like Tony will be coming into the team and like Tony against Arsenal, you always expect there's a penalty given to the opposition team against Arsenal, and Tony is the penalty taker, so I expect him to score some points. So that is also the reason why I have invented my first choice of subscript. But again, like this is like a team where except for Foster, all the other players will definitely play for the team unless injured. So that is the idea I've gone with my first game week draft because I see there are instances where I have did my wildcard during the very first international break, but like I generally try to do the wildcard as much as later, like at least like say 6 to 10 weeks, like is the period where I try to do mostly once I have some this thing. And the seasons where like I've done my wildcard very late, like are the seasons where I've done exceedingly well. So that's why I've gone for a safer route. But at the moment, like same moment, like people who can get me more points. And this team, right, is just like 99.5. It's not 100. So once Lukaku comes in, that will be some more shuffling. Or like say after some time, I see Wilson, I need to upgrade him to like say Bamford, and I also want Dominic Calvert-Lewin for instance, like dribbling upon the form, like I can easily do that. Or if I need to like upgrade one of Rafinha and Vandila to the other level, like I can do that also. And like say Simical, once he's off, maybe if needed, I can uh, change him to like say a Ben White or any 4.5 defender, or like Kofel to Cresswell. If I feel like Cresswell is like more attacking because he takes set pieces and everything for West Ham, so I can upgrade Kofel to Cresswell too. Or the final thing is like I can even upgrade Foster to the Leeds backup goalie who's at 4.5. So it will be like Mr. and its backup goalie. So I can play around with that 5.5. Like I can like change my team now also to bring these guys like say Cresswell or the backup goalie or like I can even go with Bamford and Ings also now itself because Leeds generally tend to attack with even the big four, the top four or the big six teams. That is something like I can take a risk now too. But talking about all of that thing, at the moment I'm holding that 0.5. So when I need to do team changes later down the line, right, that 0.5 I can use it to bring in some more people because the transfer season is not yet over and there are like some names which are not yet come out. Like say people like Lukaku has not yet been like added into the league. So I'm just waiting for those kind of people so that I can take my better decision sometime later. So I'm holding that 0.5 at the moment. So this is about my team for like 90%. This will be the team that I will be like having at when the game week starts, unless there is some injury news or some late news I hear in the next day. If not, like this will be the final team from my side. Happy to hear your thoughts about my team, or like if you want to discuss about some other player, like or if you think like I've taken some player wrong. Happy to get your comments on that. And once again, please inform your friends about this league and make them participate also. And again, all the best for all of you guys to win rewards and having fun during this entire journey. Thanks everybody.